Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today I am super excited to be sharing with you the brand new holiday palette from Nars. This is the Ignited palette. I was so stoked when I saw the sneaks for this palette because I love Nars eyeshadows. Their Wanted palette from last year is still one of my favorites. So I was very excited to get my hands on this. I haven't used it yet. I've only swatched it, so let's take a look at it. So the actual container, it looks much like the box. It has this beautiful detailing here in pinks and purples and a little bit of orangey red. I love it. I think it's beautiful. And then inside we have all of these just gorgeous shades. So there is a ton of sparkle and a ton of shimmer. It's so very appropriate for the holidays. And yeah, so let me go ahead and run through some swatches for you. All right, so the way that I swatch this is over here. This is going to be your top row, your middle row, and then your bottom row. I'll be honest, you can't really see much of the top row because these are just a very light shades and they're almost the same color as my hand. So I apologize that you probably, well, you can see a little bit of the shimmer on the second to the bottom one, but you're not going to see a whole lot. So this top shade right here is Him at 1. Then you have St. Paul de Vince 1. You've got Light Up, and you've got Atomic. In the center row right here at the top, you have Sophia. And then you have Supernova, In Heat, and Ignition. And then finally here on the end, you have Nomia. I probably said that super wrong. Fired Up, Fuse, and then Point Noir. All right, so I've already put on my eye primer and I've set it down with just a little bit of translucent powder. And I'm going to first go in with this middle shade right here called Sophia, and I'm going to put that all into my crease. Now for me, it only takes just a little bit because these are rather pigmented. All right, I think that that looks nice. I am going to go ahead and take this shade right here. This is Ham at 1, and I'm going to use that just to kind of soften the very top of my crease, I guess is the best way to put it. Make sure there are no harsh edges anywhere. Awesome. Okay, so after that, I'm going to take just a flat shader brush. This one is by Japanesque, and I'm going to take, I think I'm going to go ahead and take this kind of deeper pink color. This is in the shade Fired Up, and I'm going to put that all over my lid. That is beautiful. And this is a dry brush. I always use dry brushes when I'm applying my makeup. And it doesn't seem like, at least from this shade, that I'm getting any fallout. The shade that I used in my crease did have a good amount of kick up in the pan, but I don't notice that any of it translated to my face. I did tap off, but that's always nice. I do typically wait to do my face makeup until after my eyes are done, just as a precaution, but it's kind of nice that there's not much to worry about. All right, now to go back to my original crease brush, I am going to take a little bit more of Sophia and just sort of blend out everything in the crease. I do have kind of a deeper, slightly more hooded eye. So a lot of times when I'm using my lid shade, it will kind of get into my crease. So I kind of have to go back and forth a little bit just to make sure that everything is nice and well blended together and that it's nice and smooth. Alright, overall I think that looks very nice. I am going to deepen up my outer corner. I think with a little bit of this shade right here. This is Point Noir. So I'm going to take that on just this little e.l.f. brush to go into the outer V. I don't know how well this is going to work because it is a little bit fluffier, and this is one of those very shimmery shades. Okay, that seems to be working all right for what I want of it. I would say if you're looking for a lot of that shimmer, that either using your finger or kind of a denser brush would be a benefit. But really all I'm trying to do is define that outer V. Alright, and then again going back to our original brush with no product on it, I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that everything again is nice and blended together and that we don't have any delineation lines. Alright, I think I'm happy with that. Finally, what I think I'm going to do, because I really want to play with some of these sparkle shades, is I'm going to take this shade right here called In Heat, and I'm going to use my finger and just tap that all over my lid. Oh yes, I don't know if you can see that very well, but that is really, really pretty, and you could certainly amp it up with some glitter glue, but that is really, really stunning. Oh yeah, this would be perfect for any kind of holiday party you have going on. This is really, really beautiful. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put on the rest of my face makeup and then come back and we'll do the lower lash line. Okay, so rest of the face makeup is on, so now we're going to go ahead and work on the rest of the eyes. I'm going to go back in with that first shade that we used in the crease, Sophia, and I'm still going to use that same brush. I'm just going to go super light-handed and get that all the way under the lashes. And if you can do your lash line without making a super weird face, I want to know how you do it. Alright, I feel like that's a pretty good start. Might use a little bit more to kind of blend out. I tend to do a lot of back and forth when it comes to my lower lash line because I'm always nervous that I'm going to go too heavy too fast. So now I'm going to take just a more defined pencil brush, and I'm going to take that shade in Point Noir, and I'm just going to do that on the outer third to kind of make it a little bit more smoky. Kind of connect it up with what we had above. And again, because I'm using a little bit of a fluffier brush, even though this does have a lot of glitter in it, the glitter isn't as pronounced. Now, if you used your finger or like a wet brush or even like a deeper packing brush, get ready for some glitter, which me personally don't love on my lower lash line unless it's a very controlled glitter like the Stilas or the Heavy Metals from Urban Decay. But for like actual shadow, not quite so much. So now that I have that, I'm going to take this gorgeous color right here. This is in the shade Light Up. And I'm going to use that on my inner corner. I probably won't use it on my brow bone because it does have a good amount of glitter in it, and that might be a little bit too much. And I guess that might be a criticism of this palette in the sense that the deepest shade that's in the palette is this one out here, the Point Noir, which does have glitter in it. And then it doesn't have a non-glittery highlighting shade, if that makes sense, for like your lower brow bone. But man, that's pretty. Look at that. That has some intensity to it. Ooh, that's pretty. Well, you know what? Let's live dangerously. Let's go ahead and put it under that brow bone and see what it looks like. Oh yeah, it's definitely got the glitter in it. So I can't say that that's something that I would do on a regular basis. But it does definitely bring some lightness to the brow bone. Okay, so I think the lower lash line looks very nice. I think the rest of the eyes look good. I'm going to go ahead and quickly apply mascara and eyeliner, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on this palette. All right, my friends, so this is the final look. Overall, I really like the way that it came out. I think that this is a super fun palette for the holidays, and it has a little bit of something in it for a lot of different occasions. Would I say that this is a must-have palette? No, because honestly, I don't think there's any palette that's a true must-have palette, especially if you are like me and you're an avid makeup collector. Really and truly, there is nothing that is must-have. However, I'm super happy to have it, and if you are a Nars collector, this will not disappoint. I think you'll really enjoy this. Is this an everyday palette? No, but you could get some really fun, more toned down everyday sort of looks out of it. You have these beautiful mattes here along the edge, and honestly this row right here next to it, these are more of your foiled, more metallic sort of finishes. But then the other half of the palette, these are all super glittery kind of topper shades. They are beautiful. They're beautiful, and so for things like parties and events, they're going to be fantastic. So I think that this does have some versatility to it. It's not just a party palette, but is it going to get you through all day, every day as your only palette? No, probably not, but that's okay. That's the fun of makeup. I think, you know, I only used a few shades and I've only swatched the rest. What I used performed really nicely. As I said, the mattes, they are powdery, but that's okay for me. That's never a deal breaker because they perform really well. But that being said, because they are more powdery than maybe some other more firmly packed eyeshadows, you do want to make sure that you're tapping off. But that's a good rule of thumb anyway. So thank you so much for spending some time with me today and seeing what I thought of the new Ignited palette from Nars. I'm looking forward to continuing to play with this over the coming weeks, and then come back and let you know kind of my updated thoughts outside of my first sort of jump into it. So again, thank you so much for spending some time with me. Please feel free to subscribe and like this video before you leave. And let me know in the comments, is this something that you've picked up? Is this something that you're interested in? I would love to hear your thoughts. I hope your day is going really well for you, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!